great guy and a great coach, and they execute tonight. But very few coaches in the country right now will play these games for us. We called all summer, all around the country, and I really respect them for taking this game. It was good for us. I thought we did some good things on the offensive end, but clearly defensively we got some growth in front of us. So we'll grow from here. If you have any questions.
You guys went into the half down 10, but still came out with great energy, got back the lead at one point. What was the halftime message to the team to rally there to start the second half?
Yeah, I think we've shown in the early games that, UCF on the road is a little bit different caliber. We're good in our spurts, and tonight there's spurtability you could see in public, but the consistency we couldn't. And so until we get consistent on the defensive end, the beauty of the spurts on offense doesn't matter. But when we guarded, we were okay, and we did that to open the first half and the second half. So they responded, and it was addressed, but we got to respond more.
Coach, UCF scored 100 points. Had 3 different 20-point scorers. What did you see from them offensively?
Yeah, I would say today the thing is the 3-point line. Like they were 2-20 last game. When they're making 13 threes at home and we don't get out and take that away, that's going to be an issue for us. So they did a great job. They had won games at the free throw line in the past 2, and I actually thought they won it at the 3-point line today. They deserve a lot of credit after 2 first games, and the Texas A&M game was really low scoring. For them to respond and make jump shots at home, you can see how they're getting more comfortable. So they've done a good job of growing in their confidence, and the 3-point line was certainly one of the keys for us.
Coach, a few games now into your tenure at FAU, how have you kind of settling into this season?
I don't know that we settled in much. We got a neutral, a home, and we got 6 on the road. So we're going to fight on the road to get better. We would love to go home and play at the Alley as much as we could, but right now we're going to have to go through what we got to go through. So the fans were great to us at home. The one game we got there in December, we look forward to getting back. But the settling in for us is on the defensive end on the road. That's where it needs to happen.
Coach, you had 5 players finish with double figures. Despite the loss, how encouraged are you offensively in the early going here?
That's hard to be encouraged right now after playing defense like that. I will say I believe in the kids we recruited. I believe that we have depth. I believe that when we share and run, we're hard to guard. And for stretches, you saw that tonight. So we're going to double down on our belief in the kids on the offensive end, and then we're going to clean some things up defensively.
Coach, we all know how good FAU's been the last couple of years. You alluded to it in your opening statement, how difficult it was to fill out this non-conference schedule. Can you kind of elaborate on that process and how difficult it was?
Yeah, well, when we took the job over, so we had to just, we had to try to find some quad ones besides our Thanksgiving tournament, and the field of 68 where we're going next is already set up. And then you call around, and the leagues are growing. So you're now getting 20-game leagues. It's going to get to 22 and 24. So where before people had 13 games to fill, it's getting less and less. And then because of the math, I think they want to take games that they can win by 30 or 40 and trick the net. And that's okay. We just did the best we could. I thought Coach AD on our staff just kept calling. And I just want to give him credit again. Coach was great to have this game with us at all. He did it early, and I totally respect that. And I think the way he scheduled at A&M, and then I thought the team they played last game, IPFW, will be a tournament team. If you look at their league, they have a chance. So for him to schedule these 3 games first, I think that's going to reward them in the long run.
Is this a one-off game with UCF? Is there a game scheduled for next year?
No, there is not a game in return. Hopefully someday we can earn some home and homes.
For both of you guys, I know we mentioned the defensive end already. Through 3 games, where would you assess kind of progress that you guys have made on the offensive side of the ball, the chemistry you guys have demonstrated in those games?
I think we're just going to have to find our pockets. There's times where the 2-point guards is great. I thought Leland had beautiful moments tonight. There's times where a small ball is good for us, and then there's times I thought really we won the game when the big fella Matas was in the game. We were plus 12, and I thought that was a real mismatch for us. We're going to have to clean up that technical. There's some immaturity there, and that's a 5-point swing after we fix some things. And now we're getting into random lineups that we didn't expect to be in. So no more technicals, and we're going to have to be ourselves. And when the big lineup's working, then our big guys got to stay out of foul trouble, and that's part of them maturing. So he's a young kid from overseas. We'll learn from it. He did a lot of great things tonight, but that certainly was a key moment this evening.
Leland, what were you seeing out there on the court today that made this UCF guard group so tough to guard?
The way they just reject the ball screens on me a couple times, I seen that. The way they shot the ball, so yeah, we just had to be more disciplined on defense, and we'll be good.
Coach, obviously you coached against Johnny Dawkins last year as an assistant. You coached against him today. What does a Johnny Dawkins team play like?
I think that they do this. I mean, they did it to Texas Tech last year. They did it to Kansas last year. They play great at home. They've got a plan. And then I think when things don't go well for them, they've got a way of driving the basketball. And he trusts those two guards to get to the free throw line and make plays. And you can't really guard that action. You've got to guard the person. And then their ability to get fouled is pretty special. And the mistake we made is because of that, I thought we gapped them too much. And we let that pull-up three off the dribble happen too often. But they're tough. They've got a couple guys that aren't playing right now. We scheduled them in part because we thought it was a quad one game and we needed those. And so we believe that they have nothing but upside. And I think Coach does a great job.
Heading into this weekend, back-to-back games, Liberty and Charleston. What's the hardest part about going on a road trip like this, also staying in Charleston after that? And what do you guys look to adjust in the short amount of time that you have?
We're just calling it an NBA road trip. To be honest, I can't tell you what the hardest part about it is because we haven't done it before. I've never been on the road for 14 days straight. These guys have been mature. The way they handle themselves, the sleep, the eat, nutrition, all that kind of stuff will matter. And then as we travel, we've got to be careful with their legs. And so, I mean, offensively, I thought we were fresh. Defensively, I wouldn't blame our legs today. So the next 3 days as we travel and get to the next spot, I think it's just about taking care of them and then making sure they're fresh so we can actually play on that end.
So Leland, you led the team with 20 points and 5 assists. Despite the loss, how did you feel about your performance tonight, and what do you feel like you learned for the season going forward?
I mean, I feel like I learned a lot from the season, but without my teammates, I wouldn't have been able to do what I did today. So that's really it.
Richard, go ahead.
Started with my first question for Coach. Obviously, heading into a tough environment, especially against the institute opponent. How did you feel the team was managing through the ups and downs, despite the opposing crowd trying to get your heads around the course of the game?
I was proud of the ups and down thing because clearly we came out on fire, ready to go, and then they hit back, and then we were down 8. We were going to find out a lot about ourselves. I mean, we played a neutral where we were up a bunch, and then we played a game at home where we were up a bunch. So to be in that situation for the first time, they at least showed the ability to get back when things aren't going their way. So we can't overreact. It's really early. It's really early, and then we've got plenty of time to get better. But they did show the ability 2 or 3 times to fight back after getting in some lows. So I was proud of that.
Last question, Richard.
Yeah, last question for Leland. Obviously, Leland, you had led the team scoring over 20 points, including 4 triples downtown. Had a lot of bright moments in the second half. What were you seeing throughout the entirety of the game that allowed you to find your spot to knock down those shots with ease?
Just my coaches hyping my head up and just telling me to shoot the ball when I'm open. So yeah, that's really what I seen. I just shot the ball when I was open.
Thank you, guys.